Live from Easy Studios in Eddyville, Kentucky, it's time for a crossover event. That's right, we're having Easy's Rule of One meets Easy's Game Corner in an epic collaboration. We'll talk about all the hardcore things about Star Wars and a fun little Game Corner episode as well. So, I hope you guys enjoy the first ever Easy crossover event. Now, still the same host of both shows, Easy. Hello, Easy Nation. Welcome to my first ever crossover episode. So, here's the thing about this. I was thinking I could do 2 episodes, but it's basically going to be me do the same thing. So, I thought to save everyone the headache of having to listen to the same episode twice, basically, I was just going to do it both together. So here's how it's going to work. It's going to be a Game Corner episode. So I'll probably do the first part of this episode will be the first part of it will be the Game Corner part of it, talking about the gameplay, talk a little bit about the story, all that kind of stuff. Then I will go into the Rule of One, which I haven't done many Rule of Ones episodes, so I was like, I can't just do a Game Corner, I have to do a Rule of One, so I can talk hardcore, nerdy stuff about Star Wars, because I've only got to do 1 episode of the Rule of One so far, which I really enjoy. I'm looking forward to doing more episodes eventually, but for now, let's talk about let's talk about Star Wars Squadrons. So first, let's get into the Game Corner part of it. So first off, what I enjoyed about the game is I don't play a lot of games like this, and when I first bought the game, I was like, I don't know if I should buy this, because first off, I'm not much of because it's a multiplayer game. That is completely what it is, and that's completely fine, and there's a great market for it, and I have to say, I was expecting a lot worse of a game than when I played, but I have to say, I really did enjoy the gameplay of it. And that's the thing about this game, which I'll get into a lot of the Star Wars stuff into it when I get to the Rule of One part of this episode. But the gameplay makes it feel like you're in the movies. And that's why I always really wanted this game to be. The whole point, this is the first Star Wars game, video game that I've ever played that I felt like I was transported into an X-Wing, or I was transported into a TIE Fighter. Like I've done this before in Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original, the good Star Wars Battlefront games. You get to fight in X-Wings and TIE Fighters and Jedi Starfighters, and even like the old Star Wars Jedi Starfighter games. None of that even comes close to what this game is. This game, how it moves and how everything is, how the game is shot, I think it was so cool to be able to be in an X-Wing and everything. And I have to say, I like how it has all these different options. Like there's 5 ships for each I'm losing the words out of my mouth today. But there's basically 5 classes per Republic and Empire. And I like how you can choose whatever ship you want. Personally, on the Republic side, I'm going X-Wing. I love the X-Wing, and on the Imperial side, there wasn't really an Imperial ship I loved. Probably the Bomber, if I was going to have to pick one, but I suck on the Imperial side because the ships don't have shields, and I think it's just because they're more about speed and power, but I like the X-Wing. That's my favorite part of the game, was being on the Republic side. And like I said, the game is a little difficult at times. The story, I'll get to that in a little bit, but I thought the story was a very cool little Star Wars story, and I just thought the gameplay was fun. To be able to shoot down TIE Fighters, go on trench runs, that was really cool. And you do all these missions kind of like what you would do in like a Call of Duty game or whatever. So overall, guys, I thought Star Wars Squadrons as a game, I very much enjoyed it. So yeah, that concludes this episode of Easy's Game Corner. Now, let's talk about Rule of One. So, guys, welcome to another episode of Easy's Rule of One. So let me get hardcore nerdy since I just talked about the gaming part of this game. Let's talk about the Star Wars stuff in this game that makes it awesome. So first off, how cool is it that you can get into an X-Wing and shoot down TIE fighters? That's something that I've been wanting to do ever since I saw the original Star Wars movie. That was the original, it's the trench run is amazing. I love Squadrons. I thought getting into the game, into the world was really cool. And it makes it feel like you're in Star Wars. And that's one thing you always have to do. Anything you do Star Wars doesn't feel like Star Wars. Mandalorian feels like Star Wars. The new trilogy Disney Star Wars movies does not feel like Star Wars. You gotta make Jedi Fallen Order feels like Star Wars. Rebels, Clone Wars feels like Star Wars. You got to make the stuff feel like Star Wars and not just another sci-fi adventure. And that's what I really enjoyed about this game. The story, I like how it takes place right after Alderaan was destroyed by the Death Star, and you have an Imperial who defects to the rebellion, and then it takes place after the Battle of Endor. And what I liked about it is you play as both sides. You play as both the Imperial and you play as the New Republic side. And I just thought it was cool how you switch sides because it's like history. You can't experience the history of World War II if you just study the American perspective. No, you can't just, like Pearl Harbor, for instance. You can't just experience Pearl Harbor through the American point of view. You can. Which is what a lot of my problems with, like, directors that completely just does the one point of view. You need the multiple point of views in order to completely experience the story. You gotta experience it from the American side. You gotta experience it from the Japanese side, the British side, the Russian side, the German side. There are so many perspectives. And that's what I liked about this game, where they're building this thing called Starhawk in Star Wars Squadrons. And it's supposed to be the new fleet for the New Republic, which will help them defeat the Empire. And it was cool seeing some characters that I knew we would see her again, but the Sea General Syndulla, Hera Syndulla, and her outfit is just like it is in Rebels. I just thought that was awesome to bring her back, and the original voice actress. It was just cool to see her again. And then some of the other characters, like, it was cool. There were some mentions of Thrawn, but the sea at first, Commodore Sloane, which is Ray Sloane, which is one of the main characters in the Star Wars canon books, which I've read a lot about. I haven't experienced a lot of it because I haven't read a lot of the books that I want to, but I've always heard Ray Sloane one of the cool characters of new Star Wars canon, and it'd be cool to see her it'd be cool to see if she shows up in, like, wouldn't it be awesome if she shows up in Rogue Squadrons? Because I don't know what time period Star Wars Rogue Squadron is going to be. We don't know. It could be post the Rise of Skywalker. I think it's going to be sometime between 4, maybe after 5, maybe after 6. I think you could do Star Wars Squadrons right after the Battle of Endor, and because they even said of this game, it was cool to see Wedge Antilles was in this game. That was a nerd moment. When I saw Wedge, I was like, Wedge! Like, that was cool, because I love the Rogue Squadron, but you could totally do a Star Wars story set after Returns of Jedi with the Rogue Squadron going after Empire. So, yeah, I thought Squadrons was pretty cool. I like the story. I like what they did with it. Is it the greatest Star Wars story I've ever seen? No, but it totally served the purpose. So yeah, guys, that ends this episode of Rule of One and Game Corner officially. I hope you guys enjoyed the first crossover. Probably won't be doing this again. I mean, there won't be another one really for me to do. If I go back and play Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, it will be the only time I would do another Game Corner dash this, or if there's another Star Wars game coming out. But for now, that ends this episode. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So guys, make sure you check out my main Darth VC YouTube channel to check out my full review of Squadrons. Also, guys, make sure you subscribe to the other Darth VC channel, where I have all my movie reviews, TV shows, video games, and other stuff coming out very soon. And also subscribe to this channel, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it for more TV talks every Sunday and random gamer episodes or crossovers with Rule of One. Check that out here. So, guys, until next time, may the Force be with you. Always.